What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for Life, coming at you on YouTube, and today I've got some football focus. The Pittsburgh Steelers just finished their division game with the Cleveland Browns in Week 6 of the NFL season, and this was the happiest that I've been so far in a pretty solid season as Pittsburgh gets to 5-0, beating, demolishing, destroying the Browns up and down the field. This was never a game. This was our most comfortable win. Coming into this week, people were looking at the 4-1 Browns and saying they broke through. They got this pretty supreme roster last year, and last year was going to be like the year they broke through with Baker Mayfield coming up, them picking up Landry and OBJ and Kareem Hunt. Everyone thought they were going to be this big monster team last year. They fell incredibly short, did not look good last season, fell short of the playoffs. And then all of a sudden they came out this year and started off 4-1. And people were going, oh, the Browns are here. It's a rivalry game. It's all this. People want to continue to put the Browns and the Steelers in a rivalry when it's never been a rivalry in the Big Ben era. In the 15 years that Big Ben's been our quarterback, Ben's record against them is 24-2-1 or something like that. Ben's won 24 or 25 out of 27 or 28 games against them. It's never been a rivalry. It's never been close to a rivalry. The Browns just get chippy with us, and we had the thing last year with Myles Garrett picking on our backup quarterback. So people think it's a rivalry. And the Browns entering this year at 4-1, people go, oh, the Browns are going to be serious this year. Well, so far the Browns have played 2 divisional games against the 2 powerhouses, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, and gotten blown the hell out of the water both times. Baltimore kicked their butts, and Pittsburgh kicked their butts just the same. Cleveland might be improving. Yeah, they've got, a defense that has room to improve. They've got a good running game, which makes them a solid ground team. Not a very good team overall. Cleveland is not in the big boys division. They are not on our level. They are not in our same league. They are not anywhere near as good as us, and I hope this, for once and for all, shuts up all the people that think they are. They won last year because we were not our team last year. Ben was not our quarterback last year. Ben against the Browns has never been a rivalry, so that shuts them up. Final score 38-7. Again, this was never in doubt. First quarter, Pittsburgh drives down and used the same strategy they used last week. They used a lot of motion back and forth with the wide receivers to get the running game going, and using the short passing game to set up the long passing game. So same offensive strategy that worked last week also worked this week. 2 back-to-back high outputs, 38 points total. 31 from the offense and 7 from the defense as well. So the defense actually would have tied the Browns today 7-7. Big offensive day again, using the run in the short passing game. Pittsburgh comes down, gets a nice opening drive, gets a field goal, and then Minka Fitzpatrick, who I haven't called his name much this season, he hasn't been getting thrown at too much. He did not come on as strong this year with his big plays because they aren't really targeting him because they didn't know what he was going to do in our system last year. Now they know he's one of the best safeties in the league. They're not targeting him that much, so he's making the defense better just by being out there. But yes, his name wasn't called for a lot of big plays this year. Well, he came out on the first series, picked Baker Mayfield off on a nice read, going across the middle for the tight end, coming back 31 yards for the touchdown. So the game starts off 10-0, and then right there, that was pretty much it. Consistent pressure from the defense. Again, the offensive strategy was getting Connor going. That worked really well. This was Connor's either second or third game over 100 yards this season, but I think his best game overall as far as looking fresh, making nice cuts in the hole, looking patient, making guys miss. He looked very sharp on his feet. He was making nice cuts and making a lot of guys miss today. I was really proud of what Connor did running the ball today. And then receiving-wise, again, we're using the short passing game across the middle to open up the sideline passing game, which worked in our favor today. Defensively, the story was usual. Pittsburgh only allowed 1 touchdown, and that was after the game was kind of already decided. The game was already, I think, 24-0 or something like that when Cleveland scored on a busted coverage. So, one bad drive for 1 touchdown for the Browns. Otherwise, I will take a 38-7 win anytime. Good pressure by the defense. Front 7 getting a lot of push. Baker Mayfield was getting beat up all day long. I think he got sacked 4 or 5 times. A lot of pressures. Kareem Hunt never got out of the box. I think he finished with 40-something yards. The Browns in total only had 80 yards, and they usually have twice that. So one of the best rushing teams in the league was pushed back and pushed around. Receiving-wise, only one guy over 50 yards. That was the tight end, Hooper. No one really got off the blocks. OBJ and Landry were held very much in check today. A couple of turnovers. Again, splash play on defense. We got a forced fumble. We got 2 picks. We got a touchdown from defense. So both sides of the ball played a very complete game. This was our best total game so far this year. It was our biggest test as far as our record, playing against Cleveland 4-1, and we made a statement win today, knocking that 4-1 team on their asses. So Pittsburgh goes to 5-0, gets a big divisional win, and now next week we're playing Tennessee, and what should have been our bye week, we're now going in to play them to make up that game for the COVID game. And Tennessee currently is in overtime with Houston. They might be going to undefeated or might be getting their first loss this week. So we're playing against a pretty elite team next week in Tennessee, but I feel good about 5-0. Let's go to the stats. Big Ben, very quiet day. Most quiet day so far this season, numbers-wise, but not bad numbers by any means. 14 of 22, 162 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. And I think he was sacked twice. So you got to feel good about 14 of 22. Not bad numbers there. 162 is a very small number for Ben, but again, he's using the short passing game. He's using screens. He's using quick outs. He's using fake draws in the shotgun and throwing quick slants. He's doing very simple stuff. He is no longer having to carry this team, and it's the defense that is our anchor, and it is playmakers like strong-handed James Washington and deep ball Chase Claypool that are making the plays happen this year. So Ben, the aged veteran, still has enough to be our leader, but doesn't have to throw the ball a million times for a million yards anymore for us to win. So again, the numbers you like to see, pretty solid completion percentage, no interceptions and no fumbles. You like no turnovers. Ben's been holding the ball consistently, not turning it over this year. That's what you want to see for a good team like this. He did get sacked a few times. Myles Garrett got one and somebody else got one. Those were mostly corner blitzes that were outmanned on us. So not too bad for the offensive line today. I don't have to mention too many guys, but Kevin Dotson came in for his first or second start. DeCastro did not play today. So our offensive line, for all the depth we've had to go into and having to start guys you don't really want to start this early in their careers, Dotson pulled a couple times, made a few blocks on runs. They blocked well for Connor today. They kept Ben mostly upright. I think 1 or 2 sacks. Pretty solid job. Offensive line, unsung heroes today. Not too many penalties. Played pretty well overall. I like what the offensive line is doing considering all the injuries and replacements we've had over the last year. So good job, offensive line. James Conner, good day for him. 20 carries, 101 yards, and a touchdown. Again, either his second or third 100-yard game of the season, but I think his best game overall as far as looking spry, looking fresh, looking fast, making moves in the hole. Knowing when to be patient, finishing runs, finishing strong, had a few nice stiff arms, broke a few tackles in traffic. I like what Connor did today a whole lot. Nice job, James Conner. Receivers, Chase Claypool, another strong day. 4 catches for 74 yards. He did a lot of positive things today. He had another nice contested catch for a deep ball that he boxed a guy out, had a strong catch on the sidelines. He had another end-around run for a touchdown today. I think he only had 17 yards rushing, but wound up with a really nice. It was one of those motion plays that he got handed on the receiver handoff for a touchdown. So that is his 5th touchdown in the last 2 weeks. He had 4 last week, another one this week. Also had another nice catch that he broke a few tackles on, swerved inside, swerved back outside, extended the ball, and got all the way down to the 1 on a 20-plus yard play. So Claypool making a lot of plays, strong hands, good deep balls. Good in traffic, making guys miss, good for the running plays. I love what Claypool's doing right now. James Washington, also another nice day for him. He started off with the short catches and then got a nice one on a double move to the outside where he was wide open. 4 catches, 68 yards, and a touchdown, so his strongest overall game today. I like his hands. I like him in traffic. He's turning into a pretty good route runner, and he's making the short plays that make us set up for second and third and short. So he's converting the important stuff. Didn't hear much today out of Ebron or McDonald or Juju. Juju might have been targeted like 2 or 3 times today. I think he had 2 short catches, and that was about it. Very quiet day for Juju. But Claypool and Washington did their jobs nicely on offense. Defensively, we pulled up with another 2 turnovers today. We had Minka Fitzpatrick again setting the tone on the first drive, getting the nice read pick, and then getting outside for the 30-plus yard touchdown. So defense puts up as many points today as the Browns offense did all day long. Very nice. Cam Sutton also with a nice interception. Good hands catch. The pressure on the outside from Dupree and Watt was consistent all day. They forced a lot of like third and longs, and then forcing Baker to beat us by throwing out of the pocket. He's running around trying to find somebody. Cam Sutton got up on the high point the ball for a nice hands catch for a pick. So 2 turnovers today. Stephon Tuitt had a big day. He forced a fumble. Cleveland did recover, but it was on like the 2-yard line, so we almost got set up for another touchdown there. So nice forced fumble on Tuitt. So those guys played well. Sacks today, we had another 4. Bud Dupree had 2 and also had 2 other tackles for a loss, so he was in the backfield at least 4 times, plus all the hits. Dupree had a big day. 2 sacks. Cam Sutton had a sack as well to add to his interception, and then Tuitt and Devin Bush split a sack as well. So this front 7, you can't say enough nice things. Cam Hayward was in on like 3 different run stops, including 2 fourth down stops. He had a huge day. Stephon Tuitt was in there on a few hits. Looked really good. Tyson Alualu doesn't get his name called nearly enough. He's been a big difference maker in there at the 3 for us. Devin Bush got inside several times today, including a sack. He got hurt. He was on a coverage play, and he tried to pull up, and he kind of turned his knee a little bit and held his knee going down. Did get up on his own 2 feet and walk off, but he limped off and did not come back after the, I think, start of the 3rd quarter. So you don't want to see that. He's turning into a better cover guy for us. He's very fast, hard-hitting guy. You don't want to see that young guy go down. I hope that he's okay. I hope it's not a tear or anything. You don't want to see him go out. But Robert Spillane did come in and play very, very well in his stead. I was wondering, where's Ulysses Gilbert? I've been talking all offseason about Ulysses Gilbert being another Devin Bush, getting better in coverage, being fast sideline to sideline. And we have not seen Gilbert play all season. I thought now with Bush going down, we'd see Gilbert today. We saw Robert Spillane instead. So I was disappointed not to see my boy UG3 come in. But Spillane played well. Spillane got in there on a few run stops. He hit the quarterback on one. He had a couple nice hits in there. I like what Spillane was doing. He's not a good cover guy, but he is a good energy guy and run stopper. So he filled in kind of what Vince Williams does. You have 2 of those guys now in there. You want to see guys like Bush get back because we're going to need some coverage on the slot guys and tight ends. But Spillane did play nicely today. We also saw Mike Hilton go down, and we didn't hear a report on him. He went out, and by the time that he was going to come back anyway, the game was out of hand, so no reason to bring him back. I hope that Hilton's okay because he's a big part of this team, especially blitzing out of the slot and creating a lot of quarterback pressure, getting them out of the pocket. So yeah, really good job by the front 7. The coverage picked up big time today. 2 picks by the secondary. Both Joe Hayden and Steven Nelson both played better on the outside today, shutting down the dominant outside receivers for Cleveland. They picked it up after a bad game last week and looked good. So dominant day by the defense. Good short passing game, good offensive line, good running game, open up a few big plays, good motion by the offense. Special teams, Jordan Dangerfield laid some hits out there big time today. Good job by him. Flawless day by the kicking team. Solid punts, good extra points. And also Highsmith, Alex Highsmith, the linebacker, in kick return coverage had 2 really nice hits as well. So he's been doing well gunning out there on special teams. So complete game, 38-7, dominant win against the 4-1 team, getting to 5-0, going into our biggest game next week against a potentially undefeated, depending on what happens during this video, team with Tennessee. What do you guys think? Who stood out to you? What are you most looking forward to? Who are you most proud of? Tell me in the comments below. Let's talk about this game and look forward to a big, big game with 2 AFC powerhouses against Tennessee. Pittsburgh is 5-0, and I'm feeling good. Go Steelers. I'll see y'all next week.